Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Uyag Mofwebe. And here is a quick reminder that we are on DSTV channel 365 and on Star Times channel 276. President Bola Tinubu has flagged off the commissioning of 3 newly acquired warships for the Nigerian Navy in a display of maritime strength that signals Nigeria's renewed push for dominance in the Gulf of Guinea and beyond. Defense correspondent Kikelomo Okere has details.
Steeped in century of naval tradition, the International Fleet Review transformed the Lagos waterfront into a theater of maritime power as warships lined the waters in spectacular display of strength, discipline, and diplomacy. Considered one of the highest traditions in naval culture, the exercise provided a rare moment where the nation's commander-in-chief inspected an assembly of warships drawn from Nigeria and friendly foreign nations, symbolizing unity, deterrence, and strategic influence.
President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria,
President Tinubu, who declared the maritime exercise open, reaffirmed his administration's determination to build a modern, agile, and highly responsive naval force capable of safeguarding national assets, protecting economic interests, and reinforcing Nigeria's position as a key maritime power in Africa. He described the induction of the new warship as a clear demonstration of government's sustained investment in naval recapitalization, indigenous shipbuilding capacity, and maritime capabilities.
Have enhanced the security of our littoral communities and contributed to increased oil production, thereby supporting national economic growth.
The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Idi Ibas, says the newly launched Combined Maritime Task Force will operate as a coordinated regional security mechanism, maintaining continuous surveillance and swift operational response across the Gulf of Guinea. He noted that sustained collaboration among regional navies has been central to maintaining the area's current zero piracy status, adding that Nigeria remains committed to deepening international partnership to consolidate maritime security gains.
Task force to be flagged off today will always be on standby to ensure maritime security in the Gulf of Guinea. The force will be poised to combat emerging maritime threats while also supporting humanitarian and peacekeeping actions in the West African sub-region.
The anniversary celebration reached a dramatic climax with aerial combat display, ceremonial formation, and a grand parade of 26 warships drawn from Nigeria and allied nations. The International Fleet Review showcased a striking naval spectacle, reinforcing Nigeria's rising profile as a strategic maritime power in Africa and on the global stage. Kikelomo Okere, Global TV News.
Well, thank you so very much, Kikelomo. The Senate has strongly condemned the abduction of pupils and teachers in Orire local government area of Oyo State, describing the incident as a direct assault on the nation and its future. The position of the upper legislative chamber was conveyed in a welcome remark by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, during the resumption of plenary. National Assembly correspondent Anieti Patrick reports.
Carrying placards with various inscriptions, the demonstrators marched through major streets in Abuja, expressing outrage over the growing insecurity affecting education.
We sincerely apologize for that mix-up with the story there. We'll circle back to it later. Let's move on with the news now. The House of Representatives has called for urgent action to rescue abducted school children, strengthen school security, and bolster Nigeria's preparedness against public health emergencies. The lawmakers adopted a series of motions of urgent public importance addressing the kidnapping of students in Oyo and Borno states, as well as concerns over the country's readiness to respond to a potential Ebola outbreak. Again, National Assembly correspondent Aniete Patrick has details. We'll have those details for you later. So 20 other stories now. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has assured protesting teachers and civil society groups that security agencies are intensifying efforts to secure the release of abducted teachers and students. The assurance came as demonstrators gathered at the FCT Administration Secretariat demanding urgent action over recent school kidnappings. Kabir Hassan completes the report. Again, we apologize for not being able to bring you that report. We'll take a break now on the news. When we return, more stories for you up ahead. Do stay with us.
Addressing the protesters, the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, said government remains committed to ensuring the safe return of all victims, stressing that security agencies are working around the clock to restore confidence in the nation's security architecture. Wike expressed confidence in the capacity of security institutions to secure the release of those abducted, emphasizing the need for swift intervention.
They can to make sure the teachers and the students that are being kidnapped in Oyo State are being released unharmed. But let me say this clearly. I don't like politicizing anything that happens. You have said here in FCT that teachers have been kidnapped before. Why was there no protest in the country?
The minister, however, warned against turning security challenges into political debates, noting that insecurity remains a national concern, requiring collective responsibility and unified action. Wike called for national solidarity, stressing that insecurity anywhere in the country should concern all citizens.
So why is this one not particular? We're all concerned. We're all concerned, but let us not politicize issues. That's what I will not support. But we're all concerned about security situation. We're all concerned about how the teachers and students should be released. And we all know, without being biased, that the security system is doing quite a lot to make sure that they contain the level of insecurity in this country.
The protest follows growing concern over recent school abduction, with teachers and civil society groups demanding stronger security measures and immediate rescue efforts. Kabir Hassan, Global TV News.
Our sincere apologies for the mix-up with some of our stories right there. Members of the Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, in the Federal Capital Territory have joined a nationwide solidarity rally to demand the safe release of teachers and students abducted in parts of Oyo and Borno states. The rally, organized by the Nigeria Union of Teachers, comes amid growing concerns over the safety of schools and the rising threat of insecurity to education in the country. Global Television education correspondent Priscilla Obasi has details for us.
Chanting solidarity songs and carrying placards, teachers gathered in Abuja and other state capitals across the country, calling on government and security agencies to secure the safe release of colleagues and students still being held captive by their abductors.
There is victory for all, victory. There is victory for all.
The nationwide action followed the abduction of 7 teachers and 39 pupils and students from schools in a rural local government area of Oyo State on May 15, as well as kidnapping of more than 40 learners from schools in Askira, Uba local government area of Borno State, with victims in captivity for weeks despite ongoing rescue efforts. Addressing participants, NUT National President Audu Amba described the attack as a direct assault on education and the future of Nigeria. He called for the immediate and unconditional safe release of all teachers and learners in captivity across the country.
Today, we are here gathered
in solidarity with all our teachers and learners in captivity across the country. For over 2 weeks now, the innocent teachers and learners are still in captivity under inhumane conditions, leaving their families to live in fear and anguish.
The union also expressed concern over reports that some of the victims had lost their lives while in captivity, warning that continued attacks on schools could discourage teaching and learning, especially in vulnerable communities. Many teachers who participated in the rally say the peaceful protest for the abducted victims is for the safety of every child and teacher in Nigerian schools.
As a teacher, our salaries cannot even commensurate the pains that we are passing through. And we don't see any reason why teachers should be under captivities, not to talk of the children. These children belong to even those kidnappers who come to melt down these acts to them.
So we are out here to rally with them, come for solidarity, see if our government can listen to us and help us in rescuing them.
The teachers urged the government at all levels to strengthen school security and ensure that educational institutions remain safe spaces for learning. The rally comes as the NUT directed public primary and secondary school teachers in Oyo State to embark on an indefinite strike over the continued captivity of abducted teachers and pupils. The union says the action will remain in place until the victims regain their freedom. Priscilla Obasi, Global TV News.
We'll now return to our earlier story, where the House of Representatives has called for urgent action to rescue abducted school children, strengthen school security, and bolster Nigeria's preparedness against public health emergencies. The lawmakers adopted a series of motions of urgent public importance addressing the kidnapping of students in Oyo and Borno states, as well as concerns about the country's readiness to respond to a potential Ebola outbreak. National Assembly correspondent Anietio Patrick has details.
The House of Representatives has called on the federal government and security agencies to intensify efforts to rescue school children and teachers abducted in recent attacks across the country. Leading the debate, Representative Olamidunlowo Alaokala lamented the worsening security situation in Oríire and Ogbomosho areas of Oyo State, following the adoption of more than 30 pupils and teachers from 3 schools and the killing of mathematics teacher Michael Oyedokun while in captivity. Lawmakers observed a minute's silence in honor of the slain teacher and other victims of kidnapping and banditry, while urging the immediate rescue of those still being held by their adopters.
The House is convinced that every day we delay implementing the adopted resolution will leave our people defenseless before an enemy that grows bolder, and that the same centralized Abuja commanding policing model that failed Michael Oyedokun will fail the next teacher, the next pupil, and the next family.
The House also called for the establishment of a permanent military forward operating base in Oríire local government area and renewed demands for broader security reforms, including the decentralization of Nigeria's policing structure.
And I want to suggest, Mr. Speaker, that part of the resolution of this motion should be the need for the federal government of Nigeria to create a special force, a special security architecture specifically designed for the school system.
In a separate motion, the lawmaker from Borno State, Midala Balami, expressed concern over the reported adoption of 42 school children from Musa Ward in Askira Uba local government area of Borno State. The House urged security agencies to secure the safe return of the children and all other persons in captivity, while calling for stronger protection measures around schools through enhanced intelligence gathering, rapid response mechanisms, and community-based security initiatives.
The House is aware of the urgent need for a decisive and a coordinated action to safeguard schools, restore public confidence, and secure the release of all adopted persons. Observe that the communities are increasingly losing confidence in government I want to advise politicians that insecurity, the havoc and dangers that we face in insecurity should not be politicized. A situation where people will begin to say that what is happening here, this insecurity is being instigated by people, is being caused. We are even giving the bandits, these terrorists, reasons, to believe that we are confused.
Meanwhile, attention also shifted to public health as lawmakers warned of the potential threats posed by recent Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Raising the motion, Representative Amobi Oga expressed concern over Nigeria's vulnerability to disease importation through its porous borders and questioned the preparedness of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, citing funding constraints and shortages of critical medical resources. The House subsequently urged the federal government to provide adequate funding to the NCDC, strengthen cross-border surveillance, and ensure the country's emergency response systems remain on high alert against infectious disease outbreak.
The House resolves to urge the executive arm of government to, as a matter of urgency, provide the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, with adequate releases as contained in the Appropriations Act to enable the center settle its liabilities and ensure seamless operations.
The motions have been referred to the relevant House committees for further legislative action and oversight. From the National Assembly, Anietie Patrick, Global TV News.
Away from Anietie's reports now, let's go to Imo State, where the governor, Hope Uzodinma, has called for unity among members of the All Progressives Congress, APC, following the conclusion of the party's direct primaries in the state. The governor made the call during a stakeholders meeting held at the Emmanuel Iwuanyanwu International Convention Center, Owerri, the state's capital, as party leaders and members strategized ahead of the 2027 general election. Correspondent Marachi Ibe reports.
The stakeholders meeting brought together party leaders, elected officials, candidates, aspirants, and members of the APC in Imo State to review the outcome of the recently concluded primaries and strengthen party cohesion. Addressing the gathering, Governor Hope Uzodinma urged candidates who emerged victorious in the primaries to embrace and work with those who were unsuccessful, stressing that unity remains critical to the party's success in future elections.
The only appeal is those who got the ticket. Please accommodate those who did not get the ticket. Yes, sir. And those who are being accommodated, please take it easy because we are watching. We will have enough for everybody.
The governor also called for increased grassroots mobilization, disclosing that the APC currently has about 3 million members in Imo State. He expressed confidence that the figure could rise between 5 and 6 million before the 2027 general elections, noting that such growth will boost support for the re-election of President Bola Tinubu.
Today, our registration profile is around 3.something million. Get it up to 5 million so that we can go with a basket of votes to confront President Bola Tinubu tomorrow. Don't sit back here and say there is one TT something party. You will go and waste the Imo people's votes. And then tomorrow you tell me we don't have finance minister, we don't have this, we don't have that.
Speaking at the event, Imo State Chairman Austin Onyedebelu commended members for their peaceful conduct during the primaries and urged them to remain united in the interests of the party. Candidates and aspirants who participated in the primaries also pledged to work together for the overall success of the party ahead of the 2027 general elections.
Today, I stand before you with a heart full of gratitude and pride as I commend the members, leaders, stakeholders, and supporters for the exemplary conduct displayed during the recently concluded 2026 APC primary elections.
With the party's primary concluded, APC stakeholders in Imo State says their focus is now on party unity, membership expansion, and preparations for future electoral victories. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, Global TV News.
Many thanks, Marachi. This is Global Television, and you are watching the broadcast of News Cycle. The rest of the news continues after this break for weather forecasts, plus business, foreign, and sports stories for you. On the other side, please do not go away.
Hello, welcome to the weather forecast. Tuesday morning started off on a relatively calm and generally stable atmospheric conditions in many parts of the country. But as we go into Wednesday, we're already tracking developing weather systems building up in several regions of the country. So for the morning hours, there's likelihood of thunderstorms in parts of Adamawa, Taraba, parts of Plateau, Benue, Lagos, and the south region of the country. Going into the afternoon and evening hours, our models indicates convective clouds, that is rain-bearing thunderstorm clouds, will develop more to the north and the north-central region, while slightly reduced rainfall amounts is expected in the southern parts of the country. Overall, thunderstorms and rains accompanied with strong winds are expected. Residents are advised to remain weather aware, ensure drainage channels are kept clear, as localized flash floods are likely to occur in vulnerable locations. I am Theodora Iton. Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you for staying with us. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Kadoso, says an efficient payment system can play a critical role in reducing poverty and expanding economic opportunities for millions of Nigerians. Speaking at the launch of the Nigeria Payment System Vision 2028 in Abuja, Kadoso said the country's payment infrastructure must serve as a driver of economic growth, financial inclusion, job creation, and digital innovation. On the foreign scene, the United Nations has marked June 1st as the Global Day of Parents, set aside to recognize the selfless love, sacrifices, and lifelong commitment of parents and caregivers across the world. In this special report, Zarao Nasiro takes a look at the importance of parents in our lives.
Parents are the fundamental pillars of our development. They provide unconditional love, shape our core values, and offer emotional and financial support. As our first teachers and protectors, they build our confidence, foster critical life skills, and lay the foundation for future success and relationships. Experts say parents remain the foundation of every child's development, providing emotional security, moral guidance, and the basic education needed to navigate life successfully. They explain that a parent, whether a mother, father, or legal guardian, is the primary caregiver responsible for nurturing, protecting, and guiding a child from infancy to adulthood. Through consistent care, discipline, and unconditional love, parents help build resilience in children and shape the values and behaviors that influence their long-term success and happiness. The United Nations General Assembly proclaimed the Global Day of Parents in 2012 in recognition of the central role families play in raising and protecting children. Respondents who shared personal reflections on the sacrifices and lasting impact of their parents in shaping their lives and achievements.
My parents are people that when we want to talk about my parents, we the children, we are literally like their only assets. Everything they have sacrificed, everything they have not been able to, the big life they would have loved to live, the luxury life they would have loved to live, they sacrificed all of that so that they can make me and my siblings, they can make me and my siblings to achieve.
They gave me is what I'm working with today. The upbringing, the teachings, the cautions, all the tutoring, I learned it from them, especially my mother.
Okay. My parents, they are very, very important to me. Because for me, coming into this earth is through them. And the way they have trained me. Because everything that I needed in this life, they are the one that introduces to me. Therefore, they are very, very important to me.
I'm very glad to be alive and live in this world. It's a very good thing to me because my parents, they really tried for me and they are supporting me throughout everything I'm doing.
The 2026 theme for the Global Day of Parents, Together for Parents, emphasizes the need for stronger community support, shared responsibility, and adequate time and resources to empower caregivers in raising well-rounded children. Zahra Unasr, Global TV News.
Oh, thank you so very much, Raul. Let's go get some excitement quickly from the world of sports. Organizers of the 2026 Toye Marine Invitational Handball Championship have confirmed 18 clubs from Nigeria, Ghana, and Benin Republic for this year's tournament in Lagos from July 16 to 25. The competition will feature 10 men's teams and 8 women's teams, with organizers saying the event aims to promote handball development and strengthen regional sporting ties across West Africa. And that's a full cycle on the news. Thank you for watching, and a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and on Star Times channel 276. Remember to subscribe, interact, and engage with us across social media platforms using @Global TV NG, as well as other handles as you now see on your screen. I am Uyi Agumofwegbe, thanking you for watching, and I will see you on News Prime.